the International Paranormal Museum and Research Center, which is somewhere inside this building, down in the basement, I think. Let's see if we can find it. Here's some equipment to use to test for paranormal activity.
That's cool.
Stuff from Queen Mary that's supposed to be haunted. Some different monsters.
Check this out. That's Paranormal made right zone to check out the object.
That's cool. Yeah.
The main creepiest one is that one.
What kind of creature makes it smell like?
All these are haunted dolls and toys.
To me, the creepiest one is that one.
Is it? So that bottle of bourbon is haunted. Right there.
So what happened there?
So this stuff right here,
Yes. I can start with the big pieces, and then if you have any questions about like the smaller pieces, like this stuff, then I can kind of hit on that too.
okay.
This doll they found at a flea market, and it was not originally planned to be a haunted object. It was actually just going to be a trigger object on an investigation. So it blinks when you move it, and it squeaks if you squeeze it. So they took on an investigation, they got some good evidence off of it, then they went back to the co-curator of this museum's house. They took it back there to look at the evidence, and as they were looking at the evidence, they looked out of the corner of their eye and they saw that this doll was blinking rapidly by itself, just sitting on the couch with nobody else around it, and nobody had touched it. So they put it in here, and it's actually fallen off the shelf twice since it's been in here. Both within at least half an hour of nobody being in here. And both times that it happens, it looks like it gets like knocked over a little bit, and then something grabs its foot and then pulls it completely down, and it lands on its back in the floor. So we've caught both times on camera, and so we don't know who. The only thing that we can kind of get out of that would be one of the spirits here, because this building's over 104 years old. So with the history comes the spirits. So there's 3 different spirits here that we know of, at least. One of them is a little boy. His name was Mark Thatcher. He lived next door in the house that was there, and there was a house here. This was before this building was even built, so that's a long, long, long time ago. So he lived next door. There was 2 twin boys that lived here, and then when he would come over here, he would play with them, and at the time their thing was bow and arrows. So he got shot with an arrow in his chest and died instantly from it, and the hospital was actually right across the street at the time, and they could not get him fast enough there to, so he's the only logical explanation that we can think of that would, knock this off, because he was 8 years old. So we think maybe he couldn't reach it, and he kind of just grabbed its foot
Yeah.
and then like dropped it or something. So the board back here is from a place called Soul's Chapel. It is a local place. It's a church that was burned down by teens about 15 years ago, I think. And so the thing about Ouija boards is that they say that on the box you should never take them to cemeteries, and that's a big thing. And apparently some teenagers went out and did this with one of them, and one of my boss's friends is a demonologist, so he went to go do his own thing out there. And when he went out there, he said that he found this along with a lot of like filled to the brim Coke bottles. So he thinks that somebody got there and then maybe contacted something and then left very, very quickly. They got scared or something. It's a Jewish tradition of where they would basically trap a demon in a box for eternity. So this man went to an investigation about 3 years ago, and he said that he felt like something attached itself to him. And when he went home, he started having like bad health problems that never linked to each other, that he couldn't get a cure for. He'd have bad family problems, like people would randomly die in his family. And then any in the front are actually from here in Plastic Alley, underneath Fishing Creek Bridge. So they were found in May 2007, I think, and there was a total of 8 in the set that they had. So, and then that little thing right in front of you, this little thing, is not local, but they found out that they used a jar of Nutella to kind of get Bigfoot to come out.
Huh.
And so he stuck his hand in there, and you can kind of see that they poured the cast mold in there, and then what they got out of it was like the way that he's doing, like into the Nutella jar. He is made of graveyard dirt and human teeth. Each little like shell that he has is supposed to be like a different spell that he can cast on people. So he is the only thing in this museum that creeps my boss out. And that's saying something. My boss has been doing this for 15 plus years, and he just does not feel comfortable with him. We have voodoo rattle, which was used in Haiti over 100 years ago. Coffin nails. This board was made custom made for us. A guy made this for the museum, and apparently the reason why he made this, besides like us, was that he had a dream that Satan rose above in his dream and told him to make this, and if he didn't, then he'd have bad things happen to him. And then right here, then this is a Catholic exorcism kit, and then this little bottle of this Victorian holy water bottle and this cauldron down here actually were from a museum in I think New York. They had just moved there. In about 6 days after they opened up there, their whole business caught fire. They were actually living in the business too, and so it destroyed everything but this water bottle, or this holy water bottle, and this cauldron. The Sutton family in 1955, these little goblins, this tall exactly, actually climbed on top of a farmhouse like in this, and so the people that lived there tried to shoot at them, and then once they decided like, what are these things, they stopped. So they were from Kelly, Kentucky, his record that he made. We also have his toenail clippings and beard clippings, which is one of the grossest things that we've ever collected. And then there's a like a redone, that's a picture that he apparently did in prison, like he drew it. So it's very, very creepy. Also, this is an awareness record, so these newspaper clippings actually came with it, and it talks about like all of his cult's victims and stuff. And then the two on the top are the Zodiac Killer, and then the two on the bottom are from Jack the Ripper.
Do you remember